Thousands of Metro Atlantans are finding out they are no longer eligible for food stamps. The change affects Cobb, Gwinnett, and Hall counties. Channel 2 Sophia Choi is live in Cobb County. And Sophia, this involves able-bodied adults who are now required to go to work.
Able-bodied adults who have no dependents. Now, this is where people can come to enroll in the food stamps program with the Department of Family and Children Services in Cobb County. And about 3,000 Cobb County residents who get those benefits are now under new requirements.
You asked for it. You want it crazy. You're about to get it. Over 6,000 residents in Cobb County, Georgia, are no longer eligible for food.
Over the last 6 months, you received benefits that did not belong to you and needs to be paid back. Do you want to know how much food stamps I have to pay back?
Seafood boil on the food stamps. We swiped the EBT card and got it going. I got crab, potatoes, everything. Eggs.
You guys are taking away my sister's EBT, and she has to pay $27,000 back.
I've been on this app bragging about how you get stamps and all that shit is coming to an end in 2025.
Seen so many people abuse this system. If you are an able-bodied adult, the government is not the one who is responsible for you. You are the one who is responsible for yourself.
After harassing the food stamp office for so long, they finally gave me some damn food stamps, y'all. Wow! I'm looking for the amount, but I don't see it. So I'm finna call the card and see how much I got on this mother.
Thank you for calling the Mississippi EBT Cardholder Service Center.
The moment of truth.
Your SNAP balance is $8. Please be aware that card programs...
$8? How the I did all that work for $8 What the can I get with $8? A snack? You know the what? I will be calling early.
Alright folks, let's talk about something that's making headlines, food stamps, or as the government calls it, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP. Now, I don't know about you, but when I hear SNAP, I think about snapping my fingers, not my grocery budget. So what's cooking in the world of food stamps? Well, we got a stew of issues simmering right now, so let's check them out. People are abusing food stamps. Imagine this. 7 individuals in San Diego were arrested for allegedly stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars in public assistance benefits. That's not just taking the cake, man. That's taking the whole bakery.
Learn today, this is just the start. They're going to cut EBT. They're going to cut Medicaid. You don't like to work. You about to work. Or you got to prove that you're going to work to get those benefits. Slash time. This is what happened when Republicans get in office. Don't get mad. No, you voted for it. Georgia voted for it. Couldn't happen to a better state. Now you're going to learn what it is to be poor and without. Now you're going to learn what Republicans mean when they say smaller government, less taxes, and take away some of your benefits. Get ready. This is just the beginning of what you don't want to happen, but there's nothing, absolutely nothing you can do to stop it. That's my time. Thank you.
Story time on how I ended up having to pay back the government $3,000 in food stamps. So back in October 2021, I was fired from Starbucks, right? I got to give y'all that story too. And for the month of October and November, I was flying through my savings. So in December, one of my friends suggested, she was like, why don't you apply for food stamps? So I was real skeptical because I've never been on public assistance before. And from what I've heard, like, oh, they need all your information, whatever. But then I was like, I was looking for a job actively and nobody was calling me back. And I'm like, damn, this is about to be the second month, no income coming or whatever. Let me apply for food stamps.
Families are losing benefits. In 2024, the closure of nearly 1,000 Family Dollar stores left many low-income families without any affordable food options. It's like showing up to a potluck and finding out someone ate all the food before you arrive.
No more Medicaid, ain't gonna be no welfare for my kids. Let me tell you something. You put your own self in that situation. Way before Donald Trump even ran for president, was president, or whatever. Ain't nothing wrong with Medicaid. Ain't nothing wrong with welfare. But welfare is supposed to be for temporary people that's income disabled temporarily. You've been on that shit 5, 10, 15 years. Some of y'all Some of y'all keep having babies over and over again just so you can stay on welfare assistance. Some of y'all got babies 1, 2, 3 years old just so you can continue to get federal welfare.
I just got denied for food stamps, right? And that's not the bad part about it, because I was already on food stamps. But I guess the month that I had to, do the thing, it was too much. So I said, oh, I got 3 kids. What am I supposed to do? I don't know if it was a man or a lady I was talking to, y'all, but they really gagged me. This person said, well, the child support office in the same building, right? I mean, girl, what? I already know that, but damn, you ain't have to put me out like that. What's wrong with you? I hope you see this, because you hurt my heart with that. Like, I didn't already know that. Duh. Why would you say that to me? Why? Girl, you ain't have to do all of that. That was low down of you.
After the city ended their free food stamp debit card program.
Asylum seekers and activists spilling onto the street in Midtown as they protested. The city will end its controversial debit card program for migrants. Under the pilot program, migrants staying in city-funded hotels receive these cards to buy their own food and other necessities.
It's over. New York City has run out of money and will no longer give migrants from Venezuela food stamp cards. The program began because thousands of pounds of food ended up in the trash can because Venezuelans said that this food was not culturally acceptable to them and that they could not see themselves eating American food. Therefore, they threw it in the trash. Approximately 3,000 migrants received these food stamps cards that allow them to purchase foods and anything that they needed. But the mayor has said that he's out of money. There's no more funds to fund the program that has been giving 3,000 migrants from Venezuela a food stamp card. And so it begins, because these people without food stamp cards, without hotel rooms, crime is about to hit the ceiling. We already seen it. New York crime is to the roof, especially done by these migrants who a lot of them belong to gang membership of El Tren de Aragua. The program was unsustainable. 3,000 Venezuelan migrants receiving food stamps for how long? Hotel rooms for how long? What were you trying to accomplish by providing this program? Because the more you give to people, the less they're going to do for themselves. The mayor of New York has been criticized because how dare he discontinues the program for the migrants from Venezuela? How dare he doesn't provide them with unlimited access to free food and free shelter? The rest of immigrants like myself, we don't get it. We do not get it. We never came to this country to ask for a handout. We came to work. Day one, working. We don't understand it. This is like a foreign language to us. And the absolute worst the mayor of New York could have done for these people is to give them just what they wanted.
All right, let's dive into the juicy middle part, where we break down the facts, stats, and some wild stories. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around because this is where things get spicy. First up, let's talk numbers because, well, numbers don't lie. Unlike some of these folks we're about to talk about. Did you know that in 2023, around 42 million Americans were receiving SNAP benefits? That's like the population of California and then some. But here's the kicker. It's estimated that about 1.5 of these benefits are lost to fraud every year. That's like ordering a pizza and finding out someone took a slice before it even got to you. Psh, man. And get this. Some of the abusers are going full-on James Bond with their schemes. There are reports of people trafficking their benefits, trading them for cash, or even non-food items. One guy was caught using food stamps to buy lobsters, then selling them for cash. Now, I like good lobster tail, but that's a little too crafty, don't you think? And then we got hardworking families who are genuinely in need, but are losing out because of all of this. Remember the Family Dollar store closures we talked about? Well, those closures affected thousands of families who rely on those stores for affordable groceries. It's like going to your favorite diner and finding out they're out of business just when you were craving pancakes. Not cool, right? And let's not forget the chatter about migrants and moms supposedly taking advantage of the system. Now there's a fine line between need and greed. Some moms are accused of lying about their income to get more benefits, and some migrants are blamed for getting too much aid. But hey, let's be real. A lot of people are just trying to survive. I mean, if you had to choose between feeding your family or sticking to some bureaucratic rules, what would you do? But anyway, EBT usage jumped during the pandemic, and some states even saw a 30% increase in applications. That's a lot of new faces in the food stamp line. Fraud cases cost the government millions every year. In 2022, the government recovered around $73 million in fraudulent claims. That's enough to buy everyone in America a few good meals. But don't go anywhere because we're about to serve up some solutions and motivation to make sure we're not just talking about the problem. We're talking about how to fix it. Stick around, and we'll keep the good vibes and laughs coming.
Y'all, this was effective almost immediately. I got this in the mail. If you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, you need to be working because you will not be receiving food stamps anymore. Okay? Yeah. And when you are eligible to receive these food stamps, it would only be every 3 months out of every 3 years. So within a 3-year period, 36 months, it would only be 9 out of those 36 months. Yeah, get a job.
Seen this receipt that's going viral from a bodega where they're saying a Venezuelan woman left this receipt behind showing an EBT food stamp balance of $13,401.82 and an EBT cash balance of $4,498.85. I just went down this rabbit hole and you are not going to believe what I found. So I started off here. This young lady was talking about a program in New York where the migrants were receiving all of this free food and they said that that food was not culturally acceptable. So they started throwing it away. So the city of New York said, okay, fine, we'll just give y'all actual money.
The best thing about being a big family is the food stamps that we get. And there's so many people criticizing it. It's so crazy. Like, why would I need to work more for the food stamps that I'm getting? And so many people are criticizing how much I get. Like, you know, I was actually being shorted, and I'm gonna get an increase next month, and I'm pregnant, so that's even more food stamps. So why is there a need for me to work if I can have all the food that I want and stay home? I don't really know what people don't understand about that, but I'm over here enjoying my food stamps and eating my steaks.
Okay, we listen and we don't judge. Yes, I have 7 kids and I am currently pregnant right now with my 8th child. 7 baby daddies and another one. I got 8 baby daddies. Yes, we're getting $3K in food stamps. Yes, we are killing it, honey. We are killing it. No, I'm not ashamed. I've been a mom since age 14. I got pregnant at age 14 with my first child. I've been doing this by myself and getting help from the government. Why not get help from the government? I'm a single parent. I'm a single mother out here raising these kids by myself. So yes, all of them on child support. So I'm getting all those child support checks and I'm getting my $3K in food stamps. I have a food stamp plug that helps me. Yes, a food stamp plug that helps me get $3K a month. And he works in the office. So, yeah, don't judge me. That's it.
Arrested again. This time for welfare fraud. I was going to Walmart like I do every week. I get food stamps, so I get between 5 and 7 24 packs of like the cheap Walmart brand pop or whatever. The ones that you get 10 cents back for every, can or whatever. And I use my food stamps to buy the pop, and then I go out to the parking lot and I pour them all out. This girl and her husband with their family were next to me in their car, and they freaking called the cops. The cops show up as I've got like over 100 freaking Walmart pop cans all around me, and they told me to stop where I was at and put my hands up. They gave me a warning. They say next time they catch me pouring Walmart pop out in the Walmart parking lot, they're going to arrest me.
Low income girly. I've been on food stamps on and off for the better part of like 6 years. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 20, so I'm 26 now, so I've been on food stamps for about that long. Tell me why. I just got this letter in the mail, and I haven't been on food stamps for about 6 months because I got a new job like 5-6 months ago and I knew I wasn't going to qualify. Tell me why I got this letter saying that I owe food stamps $2,095. What the They also don't give any options for like payment plans on here, or they didn't tell me why. They were just like, oh, just pay this balance or it's gonna get taken out of your next year's tax return. What the fuck? And the letter came from the collection agency, the government collection agency of food stamps. Like, they have their own collection agency. Also, how evil do you have to be to work that job? Like, I just want to know. Like, most people who have food stamps are not like well off enough to even be paying $2,000. Like, most of them don't have $2,000 in their bank account. I know I sure as hell don't. Like, since when did food stamps become a loaning service? Since when do I have to pay this shit back? Like, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that I've gotten that much in food stamps. They're making me pay back like the whole thing with almost no explanation. And like, they were supposed to apparently send me a letter because I looked at this up on Reddit to see if it had happened to anyone else. They were supposed to send me a letter about a hearing and all this stuff where I could appeal this. I didn't get any of that shit. I didn't get any of that in the mail. So I don't know what the fuck is going on.
So here's an update of me having to pay back $27,000 to EBT. So I called them to set up a payment plan. I explained to them that I'm not working, that I don't plan on ever getting a job. They asked if I receive income from any other source, and I told them yes, I receive child support for 7 of my grandchildren. And you want to know what they said? Well, we're going to garnish the child support so the $27,000 are paid off. So you know how my sister wanted custody of my grandkids? I called her and I go, yo, I don't have no use for them anymore. Come pick them up. I do not want them here. I don't need them because now they took away my EBT and my child support. I told her straight up, once the $27,000 are paid off, you could bring them back to me. So I could go ahead and continue receiving child support for them. So now I'm not even going to be able to pay my rent. So I have to, I'm like packing up. Like I'm taking everything out. So by them taking all my child support, I'll have it roughly paid off in like 6 to 7 months. So yeah, I'm going to be down and out for 6 to 7 months. This is unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Where am I going? Where am I going to?
So I've never been on government assistance. I'm lying. They sent, hold on. Never mind. I ain't got them no more. They sent like 3 years ago to my house. They sent me 2 food stamp cards, one for each of my babies with like $120 on each of them. I went to Aldi and tried to use that bitch and it got declined. Because I didn't download the app and turn it on, so I had to pay for it like normal. So I have had government assistance, but it was like disaster or something. They were just handing out money and it just popped up in the mailbox. It was great. We ended up spending that money. But other than then, I've never had government assistance that I knew about. And I keep seeing all these think pieces about people losing their they're losing their food stamps in Georgia if they are able-bodied. Correct me if I'm wrong. They're able-bodied, no dependents, and not working. Follow me. How the fuck did you get them in the first place? This food stamp shit, all this, I thought that there was like a legitimate process. Like, are you single with no kids and not working? Okay, we'll give you food stamps for X amount of months, but they run out if you don't get a job. I thought that's how people, like, you don't have any kids, you're not missing an arm. I guess the gray area is mental health, but like, you don't have any kids, you're not missing an arm, and you don't have a job, and they still gave you food stamps? So is it just like the poorer you are, the more government assistance you get? Because if that's the case, I get it. I'd be sucking up government assistance too if I was them folk. Hell, let them give me some food stamps today. I'd be swiping that bitch with my chest. Yeah, they sick. Can you imagine sitting at the house, just having all your shit paid for, and then somebody just takes it away? It's gotta be like being a housewife, and then your husband just falls in love with another woman. Like, y'all didn't have no kids or anything, you didn't work or anything, and like, you were a housewife, and one day all that shit just came to an end. That's what it gotta be like. Except for you ain't never getting no alimony. You just assed out, just out here hungry. Damn.
No, you done seen the video of the migrant in New York City who left their receipt and had 15,000. One of them had 15,000 in food stamps. Another one had 13,000 food stamps. Man, what do you say about that? I mean,
first of all, I'm gonna say that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money because I believe there was 5,000 in the cash part too.
Yeah.
And 13,000 of them. So yeah, okay. I want to know what the people have to say because I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of people out here that's worked their entire lives and they can't even qualify for $16 a month. Some do get $16 a month that's actually paid in a lot. I know Chicago is really upset about that too. They actually are protesting that stuff, a lot of it. But at the same time, you have some people that retired that don't qualify for anything and they can't even pay their bills. They're getting nothing when they apply. They're getting the runarounds. You don't qualify for this, but yet you don't have food at the end of the month. People have to pay for their medications and can't even pay that medication because of the way this system is set up. So please, y'all.
Alright, folks. It's time for the grand finale. The part where we talk all this craziness and turn to something positive. So grab your popcorn because we're about to sprinkle some hope and motivation onto the situation. First things first, what can we do to help fix the food stamp mess? Well, for starters, we need to tighten up the system. Better monitoring, stricter regulations, and more transparency can help cut down fraud. It's like putting a security camera in your fridge. Now you know who's taking the last slice of cake. For those who truly need help, let's push for more accessible resources. People need to know where to turn when they hit hard times. Whether it's community food banks or local support groups, there's always a helping hand out there. Think of it like this. When life gives you lemons, you don't make just lemonade. You find a friend with sugar and water, and now you got a party. Now here's the kicker, folks. Shift your mindset. No matter what happens, you got to keep your head up. Life can't throw you curveballs, just like when you open a bag of chips and it's half air. But that doesn't mean you give up, right? You dig in and you find the silver lining, or at least the crumbs. Here's the thing. Struggles like food insecurity are just temporary roadblocks. And like any great motivational speaker will tell you, you gotta shift your mindset. It's not about what happens to you, it's about how you react. Stay motivated, stay strong, and keep pushing forward. Let me leave you with this. Giving up is not an option. You got the power to change your circumstances, whether it's finding a better job, learning new skills, or simply budgeting better. Every little step counts. And remember, folks, greatness is within reach. All you have to do is grab it with both hands and don't let go. Shift your mindset, stay motivated, and let's achieve greatness together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. We got more content coming that will keep you informed, entertained, and most importantly, motivated. Until next time, stay strong and keep smiling.